Ready to roll. Hi everybody, Chris Needham broadcasting for you on the Lone Star Conference Media Network as we talk with Tim Crowley, who is the supervisor of officials of the Lone Star Conference. You and I have talked a little bit today as we get ready for this. I'm sort of reminiscing and talking about things that right now there are the Russell Wilsons of the world, the Colin Kaepernicks, the people that come, Sam Bradfords that come right out of college and play professional football. When I'm growing up, and here you're now in your 35th year of officiating, same with you, you've gone and seen it as well. When I'm growing up, and even 15, 20 years ago, it would be unheard of for a college quarterback to go to the NFL. What's my point? The game is changing drastically. How does that affect officiating?
Well, Chris, it's great to be with you again, and thanks for all the support amongst the Lone Star Conference fans and the conference commissioner and everyone for our football officiating program. And in that light, the game is developed among the coaches, the athletes, starting before they get to college. You hear the catchphrase now is bigger, stronger, faster. I think that the athletes are so much better conditioned, so much better prepared, both with nutrition and all kinds of off-season regimens and things that they do. But the transition for those athletes that are able to do so between high school and college and college to the pros, they've narrowed that gap to the point where just a small difference in performance will give a kid, a player, that opportunity as he moves up. And I think that's what's happening.
And because of that, as I said, the game changes, and we're talking to you about officiating. I would think it's so much faster, and you and I were talking, and you're saying, no, a lot of times we just got to get out of the way.
Right. Well, as officials in the game, we have to understand our role, first of all, but secondly, part of our job is to manage the game and allow the players and the coaches and the fans to experience it. So from our standpoint, over the years, the mechanics have changed so much to where we do want to administrate the game while it's in play, but then when it's not in play, there's substitutions being made, there's plays being called, the clock is ticking. We've learned and trained our officials, I've learned myself and trained our staff, that we do want to get the ball prepared for next play, and literally do get out of the way, back to where we are when the ball is snapped, to get all our keys and to watch the play develop, make sure that there's no fouls or any kind of disadvantage to one team or the other. And then once you get into the repetition of that, then the players, the coach, everybody kind of adjusts, and it becomes a much more fluid and the game experience is better for everyone.
You gave me a statistic a little while ago before we started this interview that the Lone Star, correct me if I'm wrong, the Lone Star Conference averages over 85 plays per team, unheard of 20 years ago.
Without question. And part of that is, as with any level, from the National Football League on down, the players and coaches are always aspiring to do what the players at the next level have become, and they feel like they're capable of that. And again, as officials, we have to become accustomed to that pace of play and style of play. And that trend has actually been increasing. Our crew in the Big 12, not this spring, the spring before last, we went to Texas Tech when Cliff Kingsbury started as the head coach. It was his first coming out as a coach. In that particular spring game, in the first quarter alone, they ran 58 plays. and we thought, okay, it should be halftime or it should be the third quarter. But you have to understand, the players are prepared to do that, and the coaches are prepared to do that. We as officials have to do the same.
You made a very good point a second ago, and you say we are trying to get the guys to the next level as the players, officials as well. You, as director of officials for the Lone Star Conference, are trying to help some of your guys leave. You want them to get to the next level.
Absolutely. This is, this will be starting our third year for this program. In partnership with the CFO West, which is the Big 12, the Mountain West Conference, the Southland Conference. And in addition, this year we will have officials on our staff have assignments in the SEC, the Big 12, the Mountain West, the Southland, the Conference USA, the Sun Belt. 6 Division I conferences around the country will utilize members of our staff. A couple of officials from last year, we've had 2 that
of your staff, meaning the Lone Star
Conference. The Lone Star Conference staff will have assignments in those leagues at some point during the season. So that gives the incentive and the ambition and the desire for the students to then to step in and take their place and realize if they wish that opportunity, that it's there for them. We had 2 of our officials transition, actually 3, transition full-time this year off of our staff onto a full-time career.
Last year, you and I talked at this media meeting as well and talked about the targeting rule. That was a big change. Not as many major changes this year, but one, again, as always, protecting the quarterback.
Correct. And when we talk about the targeting rule, I think the players, to their credit, the players and coaches became much more aware, and the application of that rule became much more consistent as the season progressed. And I think that, and I said this last year, I believe in our conversation, like many of the rule changes, once the coaches and players learn to police themselves, our role as officials becomes kind of gatekeepers. We're looking for those flagrant, irresponsible fouls where something may happen where someone can be injured. The thrust of the Rules Committee has been that direction, and so to take it another level this year, and I may have misspoken when we talked earlier, it's not just the quarterback, it's anyone who's in a passing posture. So it could be a sweep pass or a halfback pass if it were. If they're in that position where they're set to throw a pass, they cannot be contacted at the knee or below by a defensive player. This is basically that simple. Again, another evidence, rules that trickle down from the National Football League. They've had this for about 3 or 4 years. It's finally been implemented.
And the final point, Tim Crowley, you watch your football games on a Saturday afternoon in the Big 12. You may see him officiating. All right, that's on a Saturday. You're doing that. And they go, well, how is he the director of officiating for the Lone Star Conference? That job comes on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And with the advent of amazing digital technology, it's becoming so much easier for you.
Without question. And honestly, I view this job during the season. I do have my own obligation to my own crew and my own league. But in the off season, like being at this meeting today and attending clinics and camps all around the country, we try to keep our staff involved throughout the season. This year we sponsored an on-field clinic in Canyon at West Texas A&M. We had another one in Kingsville. We had a preseason clinic in Allen in conjunction with the Lone Star Conference basketball tournament. So we have literally over 100 people attending all of these, trying to replenish our staff and get new people involved. But during the season, the instantaneous sharing of technology, we're able to grade film, send replies back to coaches if they have questions, and we're evaluating our officials and our staff on every game that they officiate. So we try to give them that experience and give the fans and coaches and athletes at the Lone Star Conference the experience they would see on a Saturday afternoon if they're watching a national broadcast.
Lone Star Conference in good hands with the officials, Tim Crowley. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.